Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching the Mastering All Roles series, or Mastering Every Role series. I apparently use one or the other randomly. This is the series where we usually take a character from 0 to 2k rating, earning the Keystone Master achievement, but with this character we're doing something a little bit different. Melee DPS is my main role, so we're going for 2.5k rating with this character. I've done a lot of keys off of, outside of videos, just to gear up mostly, so we can do 10 keys, or rather plus 10 keys, with me recording. Now, my voice might sound a little bit off, and I might seem a little bit low energy, and that is because I just spent the last 3 days constantly gaming with my fiance. We attempted going from 0 to hero in a single weekend, and you will be able to see that video, or rather those 3 videos. I'm going to make a video for each day sometime soon on the channel, probably after TGP is finished, because I don't want to post the videos while everyone's watching TGP. I feel like nobody will give a crap, and the first day of a video being posted is pretty much the most important one. But we're going to look for a 10 to 10. We're going to ignore, what was it that I did? Necrotic Wake. There we go. And I'm now going to begin the process of joining a plus 10 key as someone who hasn't really done many plus 10 keys. Wish me luck, friends. I don't think this will go well for me.
One eternity later.
Oh my god, I'm in the middle of eating and I actually got invited. Holy shit. I honestly didn't expect I would get invited, because it's been like almost 2 hours since I started recording and trying to queue up for groups. Let's see if I managed to stick to this group long enough to actually get into the Mist of Tyrnoscythe. Sorry if I'm speaking with my mouth full or something. I am just I'm eating because I decided I'll have lunch and then we'll see. Maybe I get into a group. This has been nightmarish. Okay, looks like we're actually in a group. It's a raid group, and hopefully it gets converted back to a... I think we actually have 6... No, we don't have 6 people. We have 5. There we go. Converted back to a normal group. So our tank is 600 item level, but they're like a 3k Bane tank / DPS player. So let's see how this works out. Or I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't expect to time this key, but... at least I'm doing something. Jesus Christ. I've been sitting here. I cooked. I cleaned the kitchen. Danny did some dishes while I was cooking for us. It was all of that, and I still haven't gotten into a dungeon. But hey, you know, maybe this is the one. I kind of want to finish my lunch, but having some pasta bolognese. Monk's already inside, so we can just go in. Cannot believe it actually got into a dungeon. Holy shit. Here we go. It's happening. I just horked down most of my lunch in like 5 seconds. But we're in a key. It's happening. Time to catch some orbs and watch the ranged player stand away from the, spite claws and get bled to death. Hopefully I'm wrong, though. Hopefully I'm completely wrong. But we are 4 melee, unless this guy's survival. No, he's beast mastery. Yeah, we're 4 melee, so he's going to get charged by everything. We're going to transfer our aggro over to the tank, and we're going to get busy silencing and garroting absolutely everything. And now we just send our cooldowns here. We need to go ahead and kick that. I, for some reason, have a bleed on me. I'm going to use a self-heal to hopefully survive that. I guess I was standing a bit too far. King's Bane is being buffed by Garrote, whatever. You know what I mean. You have to reapply a 7 combo point in Venom. That's what I'm trying to say. It's been a while since I played this, because I've mostly been playing my, my weekend series character, so haven't been playing much rogue. So I'm a little bit lost in the sauce, so to speak. I don't want to spend my big garrote on the villager. The villager is about to go away, let's put it that way. I was going to say f*** off, but I didn't want to say it. I'm going to run forward, and I can sap this guy so we can skip. There we go. We also have a paralysis and bounce coming in from the geared monk player. It's beautiful to see. At least I feel pretty safe here because I have a geared monk here. Could be putting up garrotes, not this nonsense, but... we'll make it work. And now it's time to just do some splash damage with, what is this thing called? Caustic boom boom thingy thing. Spatter, that's the word, yay! Yeah, it's definitely showing that I haven't played Rogue in a while. I forgot all the spell names, forgot everything. But the damage is there. You can't say the damage is not there. You gotta kick that Harvest Essence thing, because it does big boo-boo, and we don't like big boo-boos. Only small boo-boos are okay. All right, I'm just gonna pick the nearest mushroom. I don't even care. We can shadow step our ass over there. I don't want to mount up. Transfer aggro to the tank again, and I'm going to hopefully be DPSing the right target here. I kind of don't want to spend Death Mark here. I won't have it for the boss. And I want to really pump my damage into the boss when he has that damage amp. I might spend a King's Bane. Yes, I will spend a King's Bane. We also have an empowered, Envenom available, so that King's Bane is going to do some work for us. We're going to empower it further using our, what's that thing called? Shiv. Had to spend a point for Rupture. I need to be using something to help my healer out, keep me alive. I do have Cloak, I think, but I didn't feel like spending it. I might spend it on this one. We're in a Cloak. That'll keep it easy for me to survive here while even standing in some of these nasties. Now there's not much damage left. I don't really have to worry all that much unless I stand in the brambles, so I'm safe for now. Catch this little orb. I'm much better about this trinket, where I catch the orb for a bit of mastery, than I am at the transmitter. The transmitter is macroed into death mark, and 90% of the time I do not even use it. But hey, you know. Now we prioritize big boy over here to make sure that he goes down so we can focus the big guy, or the smaller guy, sorry. Extra damage. Obviously that is how the boss works. At this point I think just about everyone knows that that is how that works. I stood in a swirly. I gotta be more careful. We're gonna kick that, wait for this guy to move out of the poop, and then we're gonna shadow step to him. I have all of my cooldowns ready. I am excited for the damage I'm going to be able to do to Malok here. We're just going to quickly apply Rupture to Malok to make sure that I have a bit more energy regen so I can actually do more single target damage. Because, oh, I got feared. Hopefully no swirly takes me out. No swirly takes me out. We're going to sprint to catch these orbs. I'm standing in doo-doo, but that's okay. And I got shadow bolted, or whatever bolted. And there goes all of my damage. I'm not going to get CR. I am going to get CR'd. Yay. We're going to vanish, reapply death mark. Most of my damage is not going to go through because I am... like it's going to happen after he's already buffed again and taking less damage. But at least I got CR'd. I feel pretty bad about that, but you know, whatever. Stand in the little thing from the treacherous transmitter. Maybe, just maybe, I should apply a Rupture to my main target. That would be a good idea. But actually, I'm switching over to this one. Now, this is pretty bad. I'm going to switch back to Malok because I want to be able to reapply my Deathstalker's mark. I'm gonna kick that so this guy moves so we can keep beating the shit out of him. I am focusing on him even though he's high HP because, like I said, I want to reapply Deathstalker's mark, I should say, to this guy. By this guy, I mean Ulfaran. I'm probably explaining this pretty poorly, but I'm a little bit flustered because I was just trying to eat my lunch and now I'm doing a 10. But I'm happy to be doing a 10 because I've been waiting to do a 10 for pretty much the entire day. Big boy over here is going to be going down in a second or two. I'm going to wait for him to move past the crap, and then we're going to use a low combo point Rupture on him just to be able to get that energy regen. I'm kind of struggling with the energy regen here. Another Rupture is going to have to go out. This Kingsbane is not going to do much damage here, but we're going to try and make it worth something. There we go. We just stay on this guy is what is being pinged by Pepe Clap or Tank, which works for me. I can then put Rupture up on this guy. By this guy, I mean Ulfaran, so that I can get some energy regen. Get these kicks out. I still feel bad about dying here. I stepped in too much poop trying to grab those orbs and whatnot, so all that poop on my shoes really got to me, apparently. I'm gonna shadow step. It looks like it's safe because I do spawn behind the target, so it's important to see what is behind the target so you don't teleport into poop again. And another shadow step should keep me safe from that frontal. I feel like that was okay. Wall pull, please. Okay, we do have a pet class, so we can do that. Hunter does recognize that he needs to do that. Oh, he's a 3k main character kind of guy, so that should be okay. They should know what's going on. Pepe Clap. I'm going to transfer aggro, apply Deathstalker's mark, Garrote, well, Rupture and then Garrote. Do I send cooldown? I'm just going to send cooldowns. Screw him. I'm going to send cooldowns on this beefy defender here. He's beefy enough. I would love it if I had some space here to work with, but oh, okay. What the hell? Auto attacks. Yep, I'm going to release because we spawn right here. I was just confused what I died to. We're going to vanish and then switch over to the Guardian with our Deathstalker's mark. We should have applied a Rupture, but we're going to have two Ruptures come out here, one after another. That should cover everything with Ruptures. I want to put a focus on the Shaper so I can kick him when he inevitably casts his bullshit, which is going to be very soon, I think. Lots of these swirlies coming down, or not swirlies, but like zones, so we're having to move quite a bit. Luckily I'm melee, so that really doesn't matter for me, but I can imagine it being a little bit annoying and irksome for the ranged. Actually, no, our ranged is a Beast Mastery Hunter. He does not give a single f about us moving around. There we go. The damage still there. Feeling good about that. 634 ooh, that's the wrong one. 634 Paladin, and I'm out DPSing them to some extent. They're doing something wrong, I think. That should not be happening. Assassination Rogue is not that much better than Paladin. It is better, like in the grand scheme of things, it is better, but it's not that much better, right? Or am I tripping? Let me know if I'm tripping, peeps. I used Treacherous Transmitter by accident. I really shouldn't be standing in that poop, but these orbs, they look dangerous. I really don't want those to reach my guy here, or the enemies. I got distracted by the orbs. That's usually what tends to happen when when the orbs affix is up. But luckily that is being removed next season, so we can look forward to that. Now, one thing I'm still doing wrong with the Assassination Rogue is I am forgetting to apply, what is this thing called? Crimson Tempest, and I really don't like that. I'm still standing in shit because these big guys just refuse to move, and they're casting their zones constantly. It's very irritating. There we go, he's gone. How am I keeping up with this paladin? Oh, he's using the wrong build. He's not using Templar, no wonder. Oh, I haven't seen seen one of these types of paladins in a long time, which is what's that called? What, I don't even know what that one's called. Herald of the Sun, right? I think that's what it's called. And it's insane to me that someone's even playing that. We gotta be careful here about that frontal. If I get licked by that guy, I don't think I'm gonna have a good time. There are certain types of licks that I can't approve. Ooh, that's a lot of orbs. I took that damage to make sure those orbs don't reach our guy, because I do want to. Ooh, tongue lashing coming out. I gotta be sure that I'm not in front of that. I wanted to make sure that our tank doesn't eat shit from an enemy, because our tank is a little undergeared for this. Obviously, he is able to keep himself alive by virtue of being a prot warrior, so auto attacks don't really matter as much as they would in another class. So his item level is not as prohibitive as you might imagine, and also you don't actually need that high of an item level to do these runs on +10, as is being demonstrated by an actual good player for once. Oh, and there is our I'm gonna evasion tank this. Hopefully, maybe we have a CR available. I'm still evasion tanking. Our warrior released, so I'm going to have to start running because I can't evasion tank that. This dot might kill me. I'm going to cloak it. I'm still running. Here's the warrior. Maybe he can take aggro. I'm going to stealth. That will hopefully allow them to take aggro. Monk went down. Might have a CR available for the monk, trying to grab these orbs to help our warrior survive. The double guardian pull proved to be too much for our 600 item level warrior, but we're making it work. We're making it work. Between evasion and cloak, we're able to maybe make something happen here. Nope, we go down. Okay. Well, that is a full reset. I believe it's worth resetting here just to stop bleeding deaths and bleeding the timer down. I am in combat, so I don't feel super happy about this, but the warrior is running out of options here. I'm just gonna die and stay dead. Okay, we finally reset it. There we go. Warrior's thinking the same thing, that we should reset it. I guess I should reset it immediately when they went down, but I thought that with me dropping aggro using whatchamacallit's vanish, that he might be able to make it work. But what's really happening is he's going down because he just cannot live the two slashes from the guardians. Fortified proving a bit too much for our tank here, but we're gonna see if we can't make it work anyway. I'm gonna pop all of my cooldowns and try to melt one of these big boys right away. Kicks are going down. I need to stand in this. I'm not too happy about that, but I'll get a huge boost to my damage if I do. We're amplifying the damage of our Kingsbane. One more envenom into the Kingsbane should be nice for the end of it. Almost done with one of the guardians. This time around, our warrior did have shield wall available for for survivability. So we managed to take on the double guardian pull and take care of it. Hopefully there are no more double guardian pulls, at least not without the warrior having available, shield walls available. Or rally. He could have used rally for himself. I don't know if it would have made a difference, because I think damage mitigation is much more important than just having extra health there, but it works basically the same way. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up being more valuable. Hopefully they don't need either, and we just have some chill groups to deal with here near the end, because there's nothing quite as dangerous for the tank as that what's it called? I'm just gonna cloak and stand on this. I don't care. Luckily, it isn't one of those bullshit physical abilities. But yeah, there's nothing quite as dangerous as the double guardian pull for tanks in this dungeon. So hopefully we're able to make the rest of the dungeon work with no more double guardians. Either that, or we just have our paladin sack the tank with a 30% DR through those double slashes. But a paladin using sacrifice is about as likely as, me winning the Super Bowl with my team. Which, is the Super Bowl a thing that's happening right now? I feel like I've seen lots of mentions of it on social media, but I don't actually know anything about the Super Bowl. Because believe it or not, I'm European. I just have an American accent. We're going to put a focus on that guy. We're going to transfer aggro to our tank. We're going to get busy spreading our ruptures and garrotes and whatnots. I'm just looking for that kick on the Shaper. We're going to send all of our cooldowns again into the Guardian, because we don't want him to live for far too long and maybe endanger our tank's life yet again. Pumping all of my damage into that Guardian, and I think it shows because he's dying faster than the other mobs that have less HP. almost faster, I should say. They did die sooner than him, but I do like my prio damage as a sneaky boy, or an assassination sneaky boy. I'm going to shadow step. I should be able to intercept these orbs, but he's dead, so it doesn't even matter if I can or can't intercept the orbs. I think boss is next, so we go this way. This is towards boss. Do I risk it? I don't want to be the guy. I'm just going to risk it. I was pretty sure it was the boss at this point because we've cleared quite a few runs, or quite a few zones. All right. Cannot be casted at a mounted unit, so we're going to cast it at him now. What I was talking about was the thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. What's the thing called? Tricks of the trade, because I want to make sure that I don't rip aggro off the tank. I don't think I could. I don't think the tank is doing something poorly or whatever. It's just the item level difference. I'm 20-something item levels above him, and that's not a good look. Now we're going to try and apply a rupture to this ad. I don't have combo points, so I'm just not going to risk it. Maybe now I can do it. Yeah, there we go. Get some extra bleed damage from that. Also get some extra energy from that, because energy is your main bottleneck when trying to whatchamacallits, trying to do single target DPS. Only empty one is over there. We're just going to immediately transfer over to it using shadow step. There's a guy back here. Blind will do nothing if I use it here, so I'm just going to focus on killing this thing. It's not chasing me. Hopefully the hunter doesn't kite it into us. That would be ideal if they did not do that. I'm going to try and get some energy out of that by putting deadly poison and rupture on it. Maybe not worth it because they were almost dead, but now we're going to use all of our cooldowns to try and do some damage to the boss and get us to the next intermission. Putting a bleed and a poison on that for extra single target damage by having more energy. I keep talking about it, but I feel like it's important. That's something I'm trying to improve on, is actually having rupture up even in other pulls that I do. Grab that little orb thingy that's coming for us from the trinket that we have. It's a weird trinket that I didn't even know existed because I just never chased for it. The only empty one yet again. Freeze tag going out. I think we can drop a blind on this one. We're going to drop a blind on this one, and it's going to stay over on the other side of the map. We're going to use a feign here to reduce the damage we're taking from the clones. Tank needs to be sure that they kick the upcoming tank buster, otherwise they will go down. There's no chance they're living that unless they use shield wall, which they do have 2 stacks of, but may as well just kick it, right? One's coming up in the middle. It's frozen by the hunter's trap, so I don't have to do anything. I also don't want to put up a bleed on it, obviously, because I would prefer to keep it CC'd rather than have to run away from it. Something did hit it, it looks like, possibly the paladin, but I'm uncertain. Trying to intercept these orbs as best I can, make sure they don't reach the boss, because then the next intermission is going to be pretty painful. I'm going to try and slow this thing, put up a bleed on it for the extra single target. It looks like this is the only one without a circle. We're going to... Kingsbane feels like a waste on this. It's dying far too quickly. There we go. There goes the little one. By the little one, I mean the fox. And then the Mistcaller will follow shortly after. All right, that was pretty clean. Pretty clean. I love to see it. Doing quite well, keeping up with others. Hunters blasting the DPS, 613 item level, and look at how much damage they're doing. Also, this tank is doing remarkably high damage for considering their item level, especially here on single target. I'm quite happy to see that. This tank is a blessing. I'm glad that our hunter party lead decided to actually invite this tank, because the tank is just blasting it. We're going to give aggro to the tank, wait for them to get healed up a little bit more, and now we can go in and spread our bleeds, spread everything that we need to spread. Spread chaos, more like it. Okay, we're holding our kicks here. It looks like the tank wants to do a double pull with this first group. He probably has enough aggro thanks to my aggro transfer. I was so confused by this movement that I didn't actually... This is such a weird pull that I really dislike this pull intensely, because there's so much drag time, and I lost all of my AoE basically from this first one. I don't like this whatsoever. Our monk went down. This may prove catastrophic for our warrior. He's using last stand. Hopefully that is enough to keep him alive. I'm going to use whatever I can to keep myself alive. I am very scared here. We lost our paladin. This pull is super weird. I don't know. I've never seen this pull before. Usually it's just, okay, let's just chain with an assassination rogue. Sure, why not? I didn't feel like doing damage anyway. I had to use Vanish here to make sure that I live through all of this. Or rather live through, what am I even saying? To make sure that I am able to keep doing damage. Now, I have an orb from my thingy over here. We're going to grab it and then shadow step back to this thing. We can empower our Kingsbane. while we have Death Mark as well on the Staghorn. I am taking quite a bit of damage here. Not a big fan of that, but we take out the Staghorn before it can do any more damage here. Tank keeps chaining. I can't say I'm too happy about that, but I'm going to go ahead and just try and spread out my ruptures here. We have 3 or 4 ruptures up, so I feel confident in just tunneling single target damage here now. I did not feign that Acid Nova, but I trust our healer quite a bit. I kicked this because I remember that the tank kicked the first cast. Trying to grab these orbs before they reach the tank, or reach the enemies, my apologies. Kick needs to be sent. Our tank handles it. We have Deathstalker's Mark again. We're running out of energy because we don't have as many bleeds up anymore. I'm going to use my self-heal here. Should have used Feign again. I didn't see that Acid Nova going off. I'm very distracted by the fact that we're like chaining and doing weird stuff like that. We're going to make it work. More chaining because just screw my DPS, am I right? Okay, I managed to re-stealth so I can at least spread Garrotes here as well as this. Rupture, beautiful. Keep spreading that. There we go. I don't want to send cooldowns here because I feel this trash pack is going to die fairly quickly, and then we'll be able to move on to the next one. Or not the next one, but the boss. I don't know if we're doing trash or the boss next. I guess it depends on the tank's whims, if he's aware of what cooldowns we do or do not have. I'm very scared of these acid pools underneath the enemies right now. I'm very cognizant of the fact that they are there because there's little larvas in these pools. When they die, they leave a zone on the ground in which you instantly take damage the second you step into it, which is a huge not all zones work like that. Most damage zones on the ground don't instantly damage you, but the ones in this dungeon do. It looks like we're still going for more trash. We want to finish up the percent before we head towards the last boss. That's okay. I refuse to send my cooldowns on this. I will transfer aggro to the tank though. Not sure how I feel about this. Acid Nova's coming out. I will feign this one, do a little bit less damage to me. I really don't want to send cooldowns here, so I'm just going to single target like I normally do. I really can't die because our timer's not looking that hot, to be honest with you. I think the resets in the maze, or the reset in the maze, might be part of the reason why that's the case. Okay, we still have ruptures up. Actually, we only have 1 rupture up. I didn't feign that Acid Nova because I was looking at ruptures. That's my bad. But we're going to make it work. We should be able to live here just fine. I don't have a dot on me, so I can just move on. Paladin just refusing to heal himself or cleanse himself. It looks like he did cleanse himself in the end. But now we're going into the last boss. We're going to transfer aggro and just try to blast this boss. I'm going to send all of my cooldowns right off the bat. I'm hoping that we have damage for... Oh my god, how did I stand in that swirly? I moved forward deliberately to avoid it, but I should be okay. Healer should be able to pick me up here in just a second. I can see my transmitter orb over to the side, just kind of avoiding me, but that's okay. Mind Link's coming out, that means I can run away. Tank quickly took care of that, so we are just fine. I would love to put Rupture up on these ads, but they die so quickly that it doesn't really matter if I do it or not. It's probably a waste of energy more than a gain of energy because they will die sooner than I will be able to get some energy out of them. I'm moving a little bit more than I normally would because I'm kind of scared because I got hit by the earlier one. I think my hitbox might actually be larger now that I'm playing a Tauren. We're very low on HP. We're going to use Cloak here, make sure that we live. I'm going to try and spread my Ruptures onto these guys. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that during the intermission where we need to damage the boss more, but we'll make it work. These guys are dying. By these guys, I mean the little larvas. The little larvas dying leaves poison pools like it does in the trash. We're going to teleport to the tank if we're able to. I need to do that quickly. I don't have a shadow step. Tank's too far away. I'm standing in a lot of shit. I am so sorry, healer. You did not deserve a teammate like me in your group, but luckily they're able to pick me up from the brink of death. Tank jumping far away. We need to use Kingsbane. I would love it if I could pick up these orbs, but we're just gonna have to deal with the boss doing more damage than anticipated due to the orbs. None of them actually went through to the boss. They seem to be tracking towards us because they were targeting the ads. If you didn't know, when whatever the thing is targeting dies, I cannot stand anywhere. This fucking boss sucks. I hate this boss. If you didn't know, when the orbs target dies, okay, I don't have Cloak, but I have Feign. I can maybe reduce the damage being taken. When the orbs target dies, they switch target and start flying towards players. I have Death Mark available, but I don't want to use that here. I want to save that for when I have Kingsbane, so I can overlap both of them. But that is the last intermission. After this, it's just about living through all these horrific swirlies that are flying just absolutely everywhere. We're going to reapply all of our bleeds. 6 combo points is plenty. And then we're going to apply Death Mark and Kingsbane and just go to town. We're going to use a fully empowered... what's this thing called? Envenom. Keep using those Envenoms, just pumping Envenoms into the target. These instant tick zones on a boss that covers half the screen is kind of rough. I can't cloak. I have nowhere to go. People run too much and I just die. That is costing us quite a bit of time here. Luckily, I got all of my damage out before it mattered. Before I was taken out. Sorry, I'm just flustered because this is way harder than it needs to be, because I think our ranged and our paladin are running like crazy to get away from their first initial swirly, and then the next swirly that comes out lands in Narnia away from where they were. So it gets to be a little bit rough. I'm gonna reroll my City of Threads key because Lord knows I'm not pushing that up. We're gonna get the hell out of here. I don't have anything to say to this group because they tortured me on this last boss. I did mess up a few times trying to reach the tank because I overestimated the range of my shadow step by standing in a bunch of shit, but luckily the healer was able to keep me alive. This was an interesting key. I got to out DPS a 634 red paladin, which is usually very hard to do. I got to see a really good beastmastery hunter. I think that they did very well for their item level. 613 item level doing 113 overall feels like it's pretty good. I got to do quite a bit of damage and like a good damage profile as well. Like caustic spatter doing this much of my overall feels pretty good, means that I was doing what I'm supposed to do, which is pumping damage into caustic spatter prio targets, and I feel like I did okay overall. Now, I wish I didn't have this trinket anymore, because honestly, with how powerful it is, that's all well and good, but having to do this little stupid mini game every time I press Death Mark does not feel good at all. Like, I had to do 3 jumps here just to get this agility. It's a lot of agility, but I'd prefer not to have to do some stupid mini game while I'm also juggling 50 other things in dungeons, including live commentary. So I think once I get a chance to, I will replace this treacherous transmitter with just about anything that is the equivalent item level. But we got another dungeon timed. How much rating did we get from that? 30 rating from the plus 10, what's it called? Mists. Seems to be our best run for now. No, the Necrotic Wake is still our best run, but that's fine. We're only missing 90 rating to hit 2.5k, so I think that's going to be another couple of videos of the Rogue series. I'm going to try and make that while I'm editing the weekend series. And the weekend series is me and my fiance Danny trying to reach 2.5k IO in a single weekend on characters that just dinged 80 and only have Siren Isle gear. So if you're interested in what that looks like, look out for that sometime after the TGP finishes. TGP finishes, if you're watching this the day it's released, after this upcoming weekend. Hopefully I can get it out before the season ends. There's a lot of editing to do with 3 days of gameplay, but yeah, look forward to that if that excites you. That's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can become a channel member. Channel members have guaranteed replies to their comments, to their comments. They get nice little shout outs at the beginning of episodes. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.